Hey everyone, Oddball Comics. So today, I want to give a huge shout out to our channel's first Patreon supporter. I have Dillard. So with Patreon, I honestly never thought anyone would ever help support the content I make, and to me, that's awesome. So what I decided to do was create a voting system to see what other patrons want, and this is what he voted for. And so today we're going to do Marvel's 10 Realms. If you guys want a chance to choose where my content goes, feel free to help support the channel, which helps me do more with you guys. The current goal is to afford Adobe Premiere so I can make the videos look nicer. But anyways, let's get started. So for people just coming into comics or just don't know or remember all of them, these 10 realms are what we see in Asgardian cosmology, and are usually huge plot points for bigger titles like Thor and other comics. And to be honest, it gets confusing even for me, and also for a good amount of people. So I want to go through them and learn which realm is which, what races are around there, and what are some important characters, if there are some, that originate from those areas. The first realm, and I think one of the more popular realm, or if not the most popular realm I want to start with, is Asgard. Asgard is the home of, well, the Asgardians. Originally, Asgard was ruled by Aesir, one of the more dominant races in the 10 realms, which they would eventually create a peace treaty with the Vanir, and with time the Asgardians would come from this. Some of the more well-known places we have on Asgard is, the first biggest one is Valhalla, where the honored dead warriors who would die in battle would go there and feast, which is distinct from, but really closely connected to Asgard. So it's not like just a random building in Asgard, it's just connected to it. And from here we would have other important pieces of Asgard, like, now I'm probably pronouncing this wrong, but Yggdrasil, the World Tree, which is an immense ash tree that is central to all of the Asgardian dimension, or cosmology, that connects all the 10 realms together, except for heaven. But we'll talk about that later. Now other important places would be Norheim, home of the Norns, also known as the Fates. They are 3 sisters who act as the overseers of the fate of the people of the 10 realms. And also we'd see the realm below, which is home of the insanely savage rock trolls located beneath Asgard. And Asgard has a bunch of more awesome and important places like the Rainbow Bridge, and a lot of interesting characters like Odin, Thor, and Loki. And I might make a more in-depth video on specifically Asgard since there's just so much. But we're going to move on to the second realm, Jotunheim. Jotunheim is the home of the giants. Among them are frost giants, storm giants, mountain giants, and brine giants. For its geography, it is a cold and a barren world with a constant winter and has very little to no sunlight at all. Jotunheim's main city or chief city is Utgard, or Utgard Hall, and I think they go by both, and I couldn't get anything clear on that. It was once ruled by Lofri, the father of Loki. He's currently deceased due to a recent event in the War of Realms when they invaded Earth. And speaking of Earth, let's actually move over there to Midgard, which is, well, Earth. Home of the humans, inhumans, mutants, Atlanteans, and so much more. Although Earth is not technically a part of the Asgardian dimension itself, it is considered one of the 9 worlds because of its significant connections to Asgard. And I'm not really going to talk about Earth because, one, there's so much into it, it would feel like I'm just going off topic. And 2, if you don't know what Earth is, I'm going to recommend for you to stop stealing your little brother's Elmer's glue, because you're going to need every brain cell from here on out, and trust me, I've been there. And next, I want to talk about heaven. Personally, I really like learning about heaven, but for a long time in comics, and really just in Asgardian cosmology for comics, it was just considered the 9 realms until the Age of Ultron event that would introduce us to the angels and, well, Angela, who I just did a video on, and it's personally one of my favorite videos I've done. Heaven was sealed away during the war between Heaven and Asgard after the angels allegedly killed Odin's and Freya's daughter. Odin would seal them away, separating them from the World Tree to be forever forgotten. Heaven is actually ruled by a monarchy, but currently has no queen since Angela killed her in the War of Realms event. R.I.P. From learning about the angels go on the idea of everything deserves equal trade, so they're really big on getting what they deserve. and I think it is a really fun concept, and there's honestly not much when it comes to them. You get a chance to read Angela Asgard's Assassin and Angela Queen of Hell to learn more about them. For the 5th realm, I want to focus on Vanaheim. In the beginning of this video, I mentioned the Vanir, where one of the 2 races that would help create the modern day Asgardian in the comics. The Vanir themselves were masters when it came to magic and sorcery, and were known for their talent to predict the future. A few famous Vanir characters I know are Heimdall and Freya, and there are more gods like Nord, who actually founded Vanaheim. This realm is actually very dense with forests and fields, and at first, when the tribe started, they would build these massive forts and citadels, but due to the constant fights protecting them, the Vanir would end up abandoning all these structures and live in the forest. Now, going on to realm number 6, we talked about Valhalla already, about the dead who are honored, but what about the folks who aren't considered honored? Well, that's easy. It's the realm of Niflheim. And when it comes to the dead, there are 2 tiers. The first is Niflheim itself, where the dishonored dead reside. And the planet is mainly cold and has a thick layer of mist around it. But there is an area for more of the neutral party, who is not honored or dishonored, kind of that weird middle ground. And that's literally just called Hel, H-E-L, which is ruled by Hela, and honestly, it's not that bad of a place, comparatively. The region of Hel has 4 main areas or wings for the term they use over there, but fun fact, when an angel dies though, they won't go to Hel nor Niflheim, and not even Valhalla. They'll actually go to Elysium, which is a section of Hel that's specifically just for them. Moving on down the list, we're going to talk about the home of the fire demons, the realm of eternal fire, Muspelheim, which is ruled by Cinder, the Queen of Cinders, the daughter of Surtur himself. The best way to describe this place is, well, hot. It's kind of expected for a place that lets fire demons lounge around like house cats, and honestly, if you're a fan of the heat and looking to move somewhere warm, check this place out in Zillow sometime. Honestly, I couldn't find anything super huge when it came to the landscape, so you're just going to have to get a shitty joke out of me instead. Sorry. For number 8, we're going to talk about the dwarves of Nidavellir. I think the biggest thing they are known for is forging Thor's hammer, Mjolnir. The dwarves live underground, working in the caverns of the realm. They have large forgers utilizing the flames and heat from beneath the surface to create weapons used by the dwarves and their allies. Dwarves are the race that have crafted the most powerful weapons, and a good few examples is Mjolnir, which I brought up earlier, Gungnir, and also Stormbreaker, Beta Ray Bill's hammer. Now, next realm, and number 9, is Alfheim, home of the Light Elves. Inside this group, there are a bunch of different elves, including ice elves, air elves, and something called a spice elf. Not sure what's up with that. Alfheim is a kingdom of enchanted forests, candy vegetation, rivers and springs of wine, and beautiful gardens. The capital city of this realm is the castle stronghold of... how do I say that? And is ruled by Elsa? Salsa. I also likes it salsa. Featherwine, who would help the Punisher in the War of Realms event to create a light elf rifle brigade. It's so weird. Now, finally, when there's light elves, there's going to be some dark elves, and for the 10th and final realm, that's Svartalheim, once ruled by Malekith before he died in the War of Realms event. And now with no one leading them, the dark elves are currently in a civil war for their next leader, and damn, I did not realize how many people died in that event until now. But anyways, the geography and climate of the realm has been shown to be heavily wooded, and with dark elves, they have towns, villages, castles. They're all actually all over the landscape when you look around. They've been shown to live both above ground in castles and underground in large caverns. The dark elves divide themselves into tribes and clans, and a few of those are known, including the Snake Face tribe, the Hag Wart clan, and Malekith's Black Bile clan. While being the land of the dark elves, Svartalheim is also populated by many dwarves, and actually also by some fairies. So I think that's actually kind of cool. And honestly, that's it for the 10 realms. I know this video is a lot and there's just a bunch of random information, but I hope this video helps you guys out next time you guys are reading a certain comic and they reference a certain realm. So like I said, I hope this helps you out when it comes to the 10 realms of Marvel. I would really appreciate if you guys can help the channel grow by hitting that subscribe button and giving this video a like. It honestly means a lot, and I love watching the channel grow. But other than that, Get ready for our next video when we go over Cyclops' youngest brother and the once leader of the Shi'ar Empire, Vulcan. And I'll see you on the next video.